Hi guys. How's it going? How's it going this evening? Happy Sunday. Hello, my sister Arlene. How's it going? So, guys, welcome to the live tonight. As you come in, please share the live, guys. I have an awesome guest who have been here many times, and I've also been on his show many a times. Tonight, guys, recently something took place with another YouTuber. And I said, how safe is it for foreigners traveling abroad? And not only traveling abroad, guys, but choosing to pack up and go and live abroad. So, who best to come and talk to us on that subject, guys, other than the guy himself that have made that decision, packed up, and actually living abroad? So, let's get the show started, guys. Salut tout le monde, moi yo, pendant nous ap entrer. Partagez live lan, please share the live, guys, tonight. Please share the live. Welcome everybody, and I'm hoping everybody's having a good Sunday, guys. I welcome you all as you come in. Please hit the like button, guys, and definitely share the live. Share the live. Mr. Seal, how's it going?
What's happening?
Hello.
What's happening?
Introduce yourself. How's it going?
It is going well. Hello, how y'all doing, Life in Haiti family? My name is Russell Taylor. I have a YouTube channel called Taylor Made Dreams TV, and we talk about life, living abroad. Go into a number of topics: setting up bank account, setting up residency, going into different places like Cambodia, Philippines, Thailand, how I feel to live abroad, some things that you need to look out for, some things that you need to do, some things you need to stay away from, all that stuff. So, that's what we do on Tailor Made Dreams. And just try, we also do consultations for people who may feel a little ambiguous about moving abroad or traveling. Just try to ease some minds, answer a lot of questions, especially people who want to relocate. Anytime you want to relocate, you need information. Information is key. Information is absolutely key. You want all the information that you can possibly get. Right now, I'm back here in the States. I'm at my aunt's house. So I'm visiting family for a few days. I just left Thailand. Been in Thailand since October. While I was in Thailand, decided to travel to Cambodia, visit Philippines. I was down and flew into Manila. Went to Makati, Subic Bay, Angeles City, and just different things. And so, that's what the channel's about. So please, 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 if you be so kind, check my channel out, Tailor Made Dreams TV. Subscribe. It don't cost you anything. And I hope that you like what I'm talking about. We do collabs with Miss Marie. We do
That's right.
collabs with Andre, Love Crossing Borders, Zoom to Thailand, quite a few people. So yeah, so that's what we do on Tailor Made Dreams.
That's what's up. So I'm glad to have you as a guest. As
Happy to
always,
be
it's
here.
always a pleasure to work with you, and it's always good, to collab and put our heads together and do some work together. Now, I know the
Absolutely.
last time we had a show, we were trying to get this young lady in the university. How is that going? How is that going?
I know that is actually going pretty well. So for those who may not know, I've been involved. I moved to Dominican Republic close to 6 years ago. I've owned property there for over 7 years. But once I left the Matrix and decided to retire, I got involved with the orphanage called Casa Nina Felicias Orphanage. And I've been involved at orphanage for 6 years. We have our first person from the orphanage that is actually is aging out. Age out of the orphanage is 18, and she will be going to college. She's finishing up high school. and doing some research. It cost about $2,000 to send her to college, another thousand for books, food, transportation, all that stuff. So I reached out through my channel and asked people that I will match up to $1,500 because we want to make sure that we get her $3,000 for her to go to college and do great things. And so far, we're about at $1,200. People have donated about six, matched up, dollar for dollar. So we had 12. But I have absolutely zero doubt that we'll have the $3,000 to send her to college. So that's not going to be an issue. And I think she needs that. I don't think to like May. So I
Man.
have absolutely no doubt because I'm headed to Dominican Republic on Thursday. So I'm
Mm-hmm,
leaving the
mm-hmm.
Matrix after spending a week here. And it's been a long week until I come to the
Wow.
States. But it's
So
been a
if
good.
any, excuse me, Russ, but if
Mhm.
any of my peoples would like to assist that young lady to go to school, she has been in an orphanage almost all her life, right?
Mhm.
So and you guys are welcome to get in contact with Taylor, guys. Any assistance is always needed. Let's be the change we want to see, guys. So,
Amen.
Russ, let's get into the topic somewhat.
Let's go.
So, guys, please share the live as you come in. Share the live. Russ, share the live too. Let your peoples know you over here.
Yep. We doing that. We doing that as we speak, girl.
Okay, so recently, I'm not sure if my peoples follow Flip Flop, but
Mhm.
he is a YouTuber
Right.
that is an expat that decided to move abroad, specifically in Dominican Republic.
Right.
While he was alive, I actually was not watching while he was live, but I do go back and watch you guys and let it play. This is, I do with almost everybody that I support. And at the end, like right when I decided I had saw enough or let it play enough, an altercation took
I
place,
saw that.
right? And
Yeah.
even one of my peoples had mentioned it too about the altercation.
Mhm.
And he was being confronted by somebody that is, I want to say, a Dominican that was born and
Definitely.
raised as one of the locals, and this is their territory.
Mhm.
And the man clearly threatened him on the live and threatened his life.
Yeah.
So it made me think about just how safe are foreigners who pack up and decide to move and live abroad.
Mm.
Can you
Mm.
give us an introduction to that story, just from what you observed also watching the live?
Okay. Well, I could only tell you what I observed, because and
Mm-hmm.
I know, just to be transparent, I know Greg personally. We've been cool for a lot of years. But I have not called him and asked him about the situation because I felt if he wanted to share it, he would have, reached out. Um, but it was surreal because even Greg was trying to tell the guy that he was doing a live, and the guy absolutely did not care. He did not care. He was obviously there to make a point. Um, and I'm glad that Greg kept a level head. But when you get threatened by locals, it's something to take serious. You definitely have to um, be aware of your surroundings. You definitely have to make sure that you know who's saying what, because it could be just some nut, but it could be somebody connected. You just never know. You just never know. That's why with myself, I know a lot of people move overseas and they say, well, I really want to connect with the locals and all that stuff is cool, and there's not an issue with that. But a lot you got to understand, especially in the developing countries, Dominican Republic specifically, Dominicans are very nationalistic. They're very nationalistic, and I don't care how long you've been there, how much you do for Dominican people, your ex girlfriend, her mother, whatever. You will never be Dominican. You will never be Panamanian. You got some places around the world that are very territorial, that are very nationalistic, and you could be dead right, absolutely correct. But because you are the foreigner, it will place you in a status of you being the aggressor. You're being the one that's something, um, um, starting something or causing something to go wrong, regardless of what they may see. Like I promise you, if a fight or something would have happened as a result, what people were watching live on the channel, believe me, when it got to the magistrate, but none of that would have made a difference. I'm telling you from experience, um, because it comes down to dollars and cents. It comes down to them making sure that they put you in your place as a foreigner in their country. And I'm gonna tell you, you can do all the good in the world. That it means absolutely nothing. They got short-term memories when it comes to that. So you have to be, you have to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be aware. You got to be careful of who you are dealing with. So I try to make sure that, I don't come in contact as much as possible with shady people or those who are overly aggressive or anything like that. Because, like I said, if you look at Poppy, that baseball player, he's famous baseball player. Everybody knew him in DR, and the guy walked up to him and started putting slugs in him.
Mm.
And if they did
So
that
that,
to him, that they got no problem putting a couple of slugs in me or any other foreigner.
wow. Did the baseball player get killed?
No, he actually, they stabilized him in the Dominican Republic, and then they flew him to Florida. And as far as I know, he hadn't even been back. He hadn't
Wow.
even. Shit. So, um,
So that's crazy. A lot of people want to travel specifically to Dominican Republic. So in
mhm,
reference to Haiti, the thing about Haiti is a lot of people are afraid, Russ, to come into Haiti. And we know that
yeah,
Haiti have all of its problems.
hmm
However, you find it that Haitians protect foreigners a lot more from its madness than its local people.
mm,
So, as a business owner living in the Dominican Republic, when
hmm
something like that takes place and it's
right,
clear that it happened, this is nothing that you have to argue or you
hmm
have to prove. You mean to
hmm
tell me that you going to the police station that you could not get any assistance with
no,
that?
no, I would listen. Somebody broke in my house, right? Robbed me.
Mm,
I was knocked out because I had been celebrating like earlier that night and had a little too much to drink, so I was knocked out. They caught the person, right?
hmm.
They absolutely refused to prosecute this person. This person broke in my house. I had a safe, but it wasn't bolted down. It made out with, between like my coin collection, jewelry, and everything, almost, 75, $80,000 worth of stuff. um, show them pictures so that they can see. Hey, listen, show them pictures. Say this is what I had because I took pictures of everything that was in my safe, just as a precaution, for my insurance and everything. And they did not care. The prosecutor absolutely did not care. He says you got to get an attorney. I said, well, get an attorney. I said, you're the prosecutor. You know who did it. They would not prosecute. Went to an attorney. The attorney wanted me to charge. The attorney wanted to charge me $3,000 to prosecute a guy. I'm like, so I know not 3,000 pesos. So I said, so you telling me it's for every Dominicans that get robbed or get hurt or victimized, they giving you $3,000? I know I know you out your mind. And I'm telling you, it did not make a difference. They like, hey, the guy is poor, he don't have anything. I'm telling you, um, DR, you will not get no justice in DR if you're a foreigner. I'm just gonna be straight out with you. It's never freaking going to happen. I don't care who you are. I don't care how well you think you are connected. Not gonna happen.
So it's not just a Haitian thing because
No.
a lot of people assume that it's a black people thing, that it
Mm-mm.
is racism that's a prevalent thing in the Dominican Republic. It is not just racism that's
No.
let's say if it was a white person, do you think that they would face the
No.
same thing?
No. No. We got a we there was a foreigner who it's an older European guy who married this young chick. Anyway, the chick set him up, her and the boyfriend. Wind up killing the guy. This is out in Puerto Plata. And I don't even know if they found anybody who actually committed the murder on that European victim. Um, I know it they like to keep that stuff very hush hush. Um, Now, if you a foreigner, you commit a crime, they're going to turn over every rock molecule looking for you. And I will say they do handle that professionally because they know the spotlight is on them. But if you, like I said, but if you are the victim, they will find a way to make you a victim again, or find a way to turn it around where you're the aggressor. Because I guarantee you, like I said, if something would have happened where the altercation would have happened, and Greg would have been like, "Hey, let me show you on my live what happened," they wouldn't even want to look at it. I promise you, they wouldn't even want to look at it. Only thing they're gonna say is, "Hey, you the foreigner, you hurt a Dominican." I'm telling you, that's the way. But it's not just Dominican Republic, so don't think it's just Dominican Republic. I live in Thailand also. Thailand, no matter what you do, believe me, you are going to be the person that is going to flip and turn around. It just is. When you other countries, people feel like, hey, that you can afford to be victimized. You can afford to have things stolen. You can afford, you know, uh, you know, bad things that happen. It could be because a lot of people feel entitled. They don't see the work that you do, that I do, to actually earn a decent living, to come over there to vacation. They don't. I'm telling you, they don't see that. They see you as somebody coming over here, and I'm not even talking about people that are going out there showboating and flashing and everything like that. No, but it's just a whole different mindset when you go to those developing countries. It just is.
Wow. So, what is the relationship between what have what have your experience been with the relationships between locals and expats? Are the locals aggressive, or do they come with the spirit of entitlement
Hmm.
because they know that no matter what happened, that you are always in the wrong? Or is the relationship, how is the relationship?
I'm gonna tell you, most relationships that I've come into contact with the locals have been mostly positive. I would say 90% have been positive, but you're always gonna have that 10% where that's just their mindset to do evil, destructive stuff. It's just the way of the world. But most people that you'll come in contact with, you know they're completely cool. They're completely trustworthy to a degree. But here's the problem: when we go overseas and we go to what a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm in paradise," your mind gets relaxed. And a lot of times that things happen to people is because they relaxed where they would not do that in their own countries. Like, even though like you in the States, I lived in Georgia. There's certain ways I moved in Georgia that I was constantly on guard. I'm from New York, so when I'm in New York, I move a different way. I'm constantly on guard. But when I came to DR, when I go to Thailand, you let down the guard. And when you let down your guard, things happen. Because you don't feel like, you feel like you're on vacation. I don't have to be on guard all the time. But quite honestly, you do. Now, maybe not to the degree that you would be if you were in your home country. But um, like I said, a lot of things that happen, you, if you have a conversation with somebody and say, hey, you know, would you do if this situation was back where you're from, would it have happened like that? And a lot of times the answer is no, because you're on guard. But when you get relaxed and you feeling like, hey, I'm in paradise, I'm telling you, paradise could turn into a nightmare if you do not keep your wits about you. And then if you add alcohol and people you don't know, this scenario just can snowball worse and worse. But I would say most of the people that you do come into contact with, pretty good people, pretty decent people. Now I'm not the type of guy go into the worst neighborhoods. You see a lot of these YouTubers, they'll say, "Hey, I'm in Medellin, going to the worst neighborhood." I think this is just a recipe for a disaster, and it happened. Remember that one guy in Brazil about 2 months ago was in one of the worst neighborhoods in Brazil, up in the favela, was
Mm-hmm.
taking pictures, and 5 minutes later, somebody blew his brains out.
Mm-hmm. Wow. What are some advice, Russ, that you'd like to give to people that decide to travel abroad, and not only travel abroad, but living abroad, especially maybe in Thailand or Dominican Republic, in places that you have lived?
There's a couple of pieces of advice. Like what I did when I living in Dominican Republic, I wanted to create a community, right? Because I understood I am in someone else's backyard. But I figure if I'm gonna be at a party in somebody else's backyard, I want to have as many of my friends with me. So I created an expat chat group, and basically every time I met a new expat who I got really good vibes from, I would add them to this chat group. So it grew to like almost 250 people, and we use that as a way to not only just communicate, but to get together, to have functions, to celebrate each other, to participate and support each other's businesses. Now, like I said, a lot of times people say, "Man, I don't want to hang out with people from America, or I don't want to hang out with my other Canadian friends." And I ask, sometimes why? Because you go there, you see Russians have a Russian full of restaurants. Canadians have Canadians full of restaurants. But unfortunately, you see black people, you're like, I don't want to be around them. Which kind of, which I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me, because when something happens and you trying to call somebody, it's easier to be able to reach out to someone who understands you, who speaks the language, and who might have some resources that you may not have. So I would definitely say one of the best things to do is to try to find somebody there, right, in that country, whether it's Colombia, whether it's Brazil, Thailand, who has resources, who's been there for a while. Even if you're not hanging out with this person every day, it's good to it's good to connect with other expats, like I said, just as a way of having other resources. Two, do not leave your brain on the plane. A lot of times we leave our brain on the plane, we get to relax. I've done it myself, right? I've done it myself, and I've paid the price for it. So I hope people that are listening to me, that would learn from my experiences, so you do not have the same experience. And always good to have someone, like say if you come to Dominican Republic, you be like, hey Russell, let me book a consultation. First of all, it's going to save you a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of aggravation. And no matter where you go, there's other YouTubers doing the same thing all over the world. But also, like I know cats that come to me when they come down to DR. I put together a spreadsheet where it's emergency contacts. So God forbid something was to happen to someone, if they're in that circle of expats, I mean I'll have their sister number, their mother number, or whatever, somebody to call, to make them aware of what happened. But also when they get down here, you know, they to feel like, I'm stepping off a plane. I've never been to this country. I don't know anything about it. So I would say make sure if you have resources in another country, use your resources. And if you don't have any, make those resources. You make those resources by, like I said, booking those consultations with other people. Whether you're in Thailand, whether you in Haiti. If you come to Haiti, you got Miss Marie number. She does consultations. You would be an
Mhm.
absolute fool not
Mhm.
to book a consultation with the lady so she can keep you safe. And that
True.
way, like I said, you have somebody to call.
Mhm.
We hoping, of course, that everything goes smoothly, but sometimes Murphy law does happen. I'm telling you from experience, and you don't want to try and figure out who to call or have them give you one of their attorneys, and you go down a whole nother rabbit hole. Not only you going to be victimized, but your bank account's going to be victimized too. Because a lot of times when things go wrong, it's all about the money. It's all
Mhm.
about the money. So if you overseas and let's say God forbid something happens, you get together with some, guy get together with some lady and there's some money situation. And it's like, hey, I want an extra thousand, 2,000 pesos. Don't come down there thinking you are in your home country and say, well, it's the principle. There are no principles. All right. So
Wow.
there are zero principles. If 2,000 pesos, which is $40, going to keep you out of trouble, keep a situation at its lowest level, easier to pay the money and walk away. Don't stand on no principles and all that stuff. Because I'm telling you, once the cops get involved, it's not going to go your way. It's not going to go your way.
So, are you able to own assets in the Dominican Republic? Let's just say, or
Yeah,
since that's
that's one of the best things that I like about Dominican Republic. You can actually own assets. I own a condo in Dominican Republic. I own
wow.
land. I'm actually about to buy another plot of land next to the plot that I purchased a few months ago. Um,
Mhm.
where you can't do that in other countries. Like I said, I live between Thailand and DR. Thailand, you can't own land. You get lease land for 30 years or whatever they want to do, or but even with that, you know building a house, buying a house, 51% has to be with the person that's a Thai person. And it's like that in other countries, the Philippines, Cambodia, where they don't sell their land. They do not sell their land. Philippines, you never own the land. You could own the house, but the thing is, let's say you own a house, but your girl owns 51% of your land, and she says you're trespassing. I go to the cops and get a court order. You can't even go to your own house. And DR is not like that. You own the land and you own the house that it sits on. So that's the one great thing about DR that I do like. Like I said, once you own the property, yes, it is your property. If you have kids over there, like myself, it's a good way to build generational wealth.
My thing is with all of the corruption, Russ, that's with the police, and some of the horror stories that
Mhm.
you hear from DR. Why is it so many people are so stuck on like retiring in DR? I mean, what is so good about the Dominican Republic?
Well, if you look at the horror story that's going on in America, the pros outweigh the cons. In America, if I get stopped by a cop, honestly, I'm paranoid because because it could go either way. Cop could blow my brains out, right? I don't even get a ticket. And I'm not pulling these stories out of my butt. These are real factual things. The guy does not the guy does not get a ticket. Look at Tyree Irving right now. They don't even know why these five cops pulled this guy over and beat him to death.
Mm.
He did not get a ticket. He wasn't running red lights or nothing. Now his situation, they actually charged the cops, but in most cases, the cops will never get charged because they have immunity against prosecution. I don't have to worry about that in Dominican Republic. I get stopped in my car in Dominican Republic. I've got stopped multiple times. I never worry about getting shot. I'm not afraid of the police. The police are mostly professional. You got to pay that little, that little 200-300 peso bribe. I'm cool with that. For me, it's like, hey, I buy a cop a lunch for the day. I'm good with that. I have no issue with that. 300 pesos is better than a bullet any day of the week. Any day of the week. Also, like I said, in a lot of ways, it's safer. A lot of ways it's safer. I don't hear about mass shootings in Dominican Republic. I never heard about a mass shooting in a church. I never heard mass shooting going to a concert. I never heard of mass shooting. Just um, I mean, they have mass shootings going to the supermarket, on a bus, on a train. But in America, this happens, right? America has
Mhm.
had over 300 mass shootings this year. We haven't even
Wow.
had 300 days of the year yet. And a mass shooting is considered when someone kills four or more people, not injures, but kills four or more people. That's considered a mass shooting. We've had over 300 in the US. And then as a black person, listen, America is one of the most
Mm,
racist countries on planet Earth. All right.
mm.
I mean, listen, we are the spawn of England, right? Who created the whole colonialization. So trust me, the kids have went wild with it and took over the house. So like I said, there's a lot of pluses when I think about um my situation as a black man. I'd rather take my chance in Dominican Republic than I take my chance here in America, as far as living a more peaceful existence. And that's what it's about for me. I've worked hard. I did what I needed to do. I invested, but now I want a more peaceful existence. And yeah, like I said, every country has its pros and cons, but when you come right down to it, there's more pros. I mean, the cost of living is cheaper. The food, when I buy watermelon, it actually has seeds. There's no GMO. Over here, the fruit don't even have seeds in them anymore. They're genetically modified. I don't want to eat genetically modified fruit. Or you look at the chicken, look like the chicken's gone to the gym. The chickens work out. So shooting up with all that steroids and preservatives. So I mean, as far as preserving my life, a more peaceful existence, a more healthy existence, then, like I said, the pros and the cons don't even come close. Don't even come close.
So you don't hear. So really, you don't hear the encounters. Those type of encounters aren't everyday encounters.
No, no, they're not. They're not every day. They're not every week. They're not every month. Um, things happen? Absolutely. That this life is called life. Is none of us can escape it. But it's not where it would raise red flags. Now, the only country right now where I would not feel comfortable is Colombia, specifically Medellin, not the entire Colombia, because I mean I know cats that live there, and they're being drugged, and they know what to do, what not to do, but they're getting caught out there, and I know the three brothers that I know live there permanently are all getting ready to leave Colombia right now because they say it's just too much going on. Right now it's just a concerted effort on getting foreigners because the money situation. They know you got the money, even if you living off your social security. Like I said, they don't see you as somebody who's just trying to live your best life. You got more than I got, so you can afford this robbery. You can afford to get stuck up. You can afford to get drugged. So, like I said, Colombia right now for me is a place that I really don't see myself going because it seems like there's a concerted effort of targeting foreigners in Colombia right now. Like I said, more specifically Medellin and I think Cartagena.
Wow. Do you think that foreigners are targeted, Russ, because you changed the aspect, the way of living for the average local? Because I know in Haiti, Haiti is like baby America, Russ. People
Mm,
in Haiti, they do not get paid by US dollars. I mean, maybe some do, but we know for most of the country, they work and get paid in goods. And because at a point we have such a big diaspora community and people traveling in and out of Haiti, it changed the dynamics for locals. So now it became something where it's so easy to misuse foreigners. Well, I know with a lot of guys, women, men, women, all sorts of people traveling a lot into countries
mm.
like Dominican Republic, Colombia, maybe Thailand, Costa Rica, so many other places around the world. Do you think when the greenback come into the country, something that would usually cost maybe a quarter, now Americans is nothing for you to pay a dollar for a bottle of water,
Mhm.
but you do it because you forget that okay, you are in Dominican Republic, maybe you should exchange that dollar and find out how much a bottle of water really costs. So do you think that's where the clash come in at, with foreigners traveling into other countries interacting with the locals?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a small segment of people who are jealous. Okay, so that's going to play in. It goes along with the territory. Then you got a lot of times where certain areas where mostly locals were staying. Now you got foreigners living there because they start going up on the rent. Where it basically locals can't even afford and live in certain neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Because hey, listen, you want to give me $200 a month. This guy's willing to give me $400 a month. So which one you going to go with? If you're a landlord, you're going to take the $400. So there's a little bit of resentment there as well. And like I said, definitely wherever expat lives, wherever tourism is, it definitely drives up the price. But it also creates an economy that helps out the country. It also creates jobs. It also creates opportunities, especially if the local people learn English. Like you could take any Thai person, any Filipino, any Cambodian, and say, hey, if you know English, will you make more money? And everyone will tell you yes. Now you have some people who know that knowledge because knowing English, especially in developing countries, is like a college degree. In Cuba, specifically, I met a brother down there. He was going to school for to be an architect, and he said that one of his other Cuban friends said, "Hey, why be an architect?" He said, "That's for suckers." And I was like, "Huh?" He said, "The money is in tourism." And right now, he makes way more money in tourism than he ever would make as an architect. So, like I said, and you take look at other countries like Dominican Republic, they all say no, that hey, I can have this opportunity, but they're too lazy. But then I may meet a person who from Haitian descent who knows 5 languages because they want to get their hustle on. And there's going to be some of that jealousy, some of that resentment. Because, right now, honestly, in a lot of developing countries, and I'm talking Thailand, I'm talking Philippines, Cambodia, DR, it's all about the dollar. The dollar is God. The dollar is
Mm-hmm.
king. The dollar is everything. It just is. It's when you bottom line it, it's going to be about that dollar.
Mm-hmm. So, Russ, you got a question here from Kay Miller. Kay says, how much is 300 pesos in American dollars?
300 pesos might be talking $5.25, 5.50, something like that.
$5?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You know, I recently took a trip to Dominican Republic, and I'm not sure if I shared it with my audience, but I mean, I know Haiti is big on like it. Haiti is the same thing, Russ. if you don't know, the locals take advantage. And I don't know if
Every-
it's because when Americans travel, not all Americans, but some Americans travel with that spirit of entitlement. Have you
They
noticed
do.
that?
Oh no,
And they're
absolutely.
real bougie. And I think that makes them an even easier target because when I went to DR, even though I had a good time, we were overcharged and misused a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot. I noticed the difference when Henry started assisting me and showing me some of the things that I was hoping you could show me, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
was like as soon as he came in, we were paying 200 pesos for something that we were paying like 2,000 pesos for. And I'm
Wow.
like, wow, like where did you come from? Like you arrived too late because we were definitely being misused. Do you think that um, more Americans need to blend in with the people when traveling abroad? Do you think
First of
that
all,
would lower the risk of coming into problems?
no. First of all, you will never blend in. You will never blend in. You will never. You will never blend in. Don't even try. All right.
Wow.
Your best weapon against being what I call the Gringo effect is tapping into those resources, right? Like I said,
Hmm.
if you're going to go into Haiti, I'm gonna call Miss Marie, book a consultation. If you're gonna come in Dominican Republic, hey, let me book a consultation with Russell. There's certain things that I need to know.
Hmm.
How much taxis cost? Um, making sure that and God forbid if you buying property where you got thousands of dollars on the line. Listen, if they cheat you extra dollar or double or triple price on a coconut, you think they won't do that with property? They will beat you even worse. So, like I said,
You beat me
information.
to it. You beat me to
Yeah,
the question because I was gonna ask next. When establishing a business or buying asset, is it like in Haiti? Because Haiti, they kill people in America. Some I hear like some people call and they're like, I paid, and sometimes now I'm learning not to even say anything because that be the person's family way of that's their business with their own family or with their own friend. And you find it that sometimes you don't want to bring haters your way by advising people the right way.
yeah.
um
Well,
mhm,
no, well, I haven't seen. Of course, when I'm with people who may not know what prices and stuff are, and DR. Of course, when I speak up, the Dominicans hate it because I'm like, no, 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 we're not paying that. And I'm gonna tell you, I deal with people, whether no matter what country I'm in. When it comes to money, I deal with people very direct. I don't smile. There's no my brother. There's no none of that. I tell them nah, and I always tell them, listen, give me your best price. I said you got one shot, and if you don't get it right the first time, we're done. Never be afraid to walk away. Anytime you think that you getting overpaid, like if they say, well, hey, this is 1,000 pesos, cut it in half. Say I'll give you
mhm,
500. If they say nah, well, let's give me seven. I go down. I said, well, I'll give you four. No, I said seven. I said four. Every time you go up, I'm gonna go down. Never be afraid to walk away. If you walk away and the person just lets you walk, then all right, you, you
mhm.
you pretty much know, okay, they was giving me a solid price because they'll keep going down. They'll keep going down. They'll be like, all right, give me the five. Give me the five. But you have to, but never be afraid to walk away. Always,
It's the
always be ready to
same thing
walk
in
away.
Haiti.
Yeah, no matter what it is.
Hmm.
And like I said, I'm not going to see anybody get beat if I'm standing there with them and I know that this person is beating them. But the thing is, you want information. You want that information. And I would even say, listen, if you see a local, say, hey. Ask before you go to buy that coconut. Say, hey, how much are coconuts? Oh, that's 50 pesos. And if there's somebody standing over there, look how much money they give them.
Mm-hmm.
Look how much money. If they give them 100 pesos and then they tell you 200 pesos, hey, nah, you charge the other guy 100 pesos. And never ever get in a cab or take any type of transportation unless you've already worked out how much you're going to pay. Never ever get into any transportation unless you already know you've already worked out how much you're paying. Now, if it's a publico taxi,
Very true.
everybody pays 50 pesos. If you're getting on a bus, you got to buy a ticket. Everybody's buying the same thing. But private taxis or private car services, no. You always tell them if they say, hey, how much will you cost me to take me from Sasua to Puerto Plata? 1,500 pesos. All right, well, I'm gonna call somebody else and I'll call you back. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, I'll do it for 12. I'll do it for 1,000. Always shop around, especially if you do not know. But like I said, that's why it's good to have resources and in those countries. And if you don't already have resources, you can make resources by booking consultation. And I'm gonna keep telling people that, keep telling people that. Some people may say, oh, you just trying to make some money. No, I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
save you some money and a whole lot of headache and problem,
Mm-hmm.
you know and also
Very true.
giving you a resource because you need resources. You do.
Mm-hmm.
You
Because
do.
it got to a point, that's how it was for us. It was like, okay, we need people. I was calling you or calling anyone else, like, what is the price of this? Or how is this done? How is that done? Because when you don't know, that's when you can find yourself as a victim
Hmm.
easily,
Absolutely.
especially in places like Dominican Republic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm telling you, don't be so willing to trust people. Do not do that. Don't be willing to so trust people because somebody say, oh, because people will tell you, oh, Father, how you doing? You think this person is giving you such relevance. They're trying to set you up. So do as they say, Brad Bill DeVoe, don't trust a big button to smile. Don't trust a smile and a compliment. All right. Do not trust that. And I'm telling you, people look at me when I'm in DRE time, they look at me kind of hard because it's like, Dad, yo, you don't smile. I'm like, no, not when I tell them not when I'm doing business. Now, after I know how much stuff costs, after I know how to flow, then okay, I'm a little more loose now because I know you can't get over it. But I'm very direct. I am very direct, not disrespectful in any shape, fashion, or form. But I'm not joking. You
Mm-hmm.
absolutely know I am not joking. And before I buy, especially like I said, if it comes to property, I want to know the proper way to do it. I want to talk to somebody who's already done it. When I brought my first property in Dominican Republic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I purposely said, I don't want a Dominican realtor. I'm not going to deal with a Dominican realtor. I don't trust a Dominican realtor. So I
Wow.
found a foreigner, right? My girl Hannah, who was doing real estate, who already owns a property, and I said, "Listen, walk me through what you had to go through. Walk me through what you had to go through." Yeah, I want to get deal with, I want to give back to the community. I definitely want to support the local businesses, but I'm not going to do it at the cost of my expense.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do good business with you. But if we can't do good business, then I'm gonna reach out to the expats or other expats, and I'm not talking about black expats. I'm talking about Russians, Canadians, whatever, where I get a fair
Mm-hmm.
deal instead of trusting somebody, let's say from that particular country, and I know you trying to cheat me. I ain't
Hmm.
gonna support nobody who trying to rob me. No, not gonna happen.
Wow. Kay Miller says, in our market, we does the same thing, bargain across the board. She's in Bahamas. Travel
Mm-hmm.
Barber says, I went to buy shoes in Sosua, and the guy was there and says 5 mil pesos. And luckily, the owner came and said 3 mil peso for it. Wow.
Mm. Yeah.
It's it's kind of like when I went in a restaurant, Russ. Don't forget what you
Mhm.
were saying. The menu had one price, but verbally it was something different. And I'm like, just be careful
Yeah.
because
Well,
they will run game.
anything that does not have the price, um, be aware. Ask before you put that order in. If they, because like I said, that it could be 200 pesos in the morning and be 1,000 pesos by the time you get there. So anything that does not have a price, before you order anything, you always ask how much. ¿Cuánto es? How much? How much? How much? If it's in Thailand, listen. How much? How much? Anything that does not, like, if I'm not in a regular store, like let's say Las Arenas or La Pleros, where I know, all right, everything is one price. Don't Let me tell you something. You don't trust none of that stuff. Don't trust none of it. Always ask first. Never hesitate to ask and never be afraid to absolutely bargain with people. Period. Never be afraid to bargain. And like I said, golden rule, never be afraid to walk away. I've walked away and I've come back 10 minutes later because evidently the guy was not going to budge. So that was their set price. So I'm like, oh, cool. Or I'll know if you know a vendor like in Thailand, everybody sells the same stuff. So I'll go to different vendors who selling the same stuff and then get my best price. So that's another way that you can also do things. Just don't be afraid to like I said, do your due diligence and enjoy and have fun while you're doing it. It can save you time and money. Now if you're a big baller, shot caller, and you don't care what somebody quotes you or somebody price, what somebody price guides you, then hell, you're good to go. You're good to go. All right, so I think Miss Marie, are you still there, baby? I was getting ready to read one of your questions.
You thought I was gone. You can keep going. Yeah, highway robbery. Ghetto Flower says, hello, my sister and guest. Hello. Recently,
Hello.
Russ, let me tell you, every day is a learning experience. And one thing you mentioned is you would never blend in no matter how much you try to blend in. Like, I've learned how to speak my language, so I'll be trying my hardest to blend in and just go, with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I'm learning, especially around this time with things being so hard in Haiti, is
Mm-hmm.
that you can find yourself in the middle of a bunch of like terrible people. Let's just say that. I was recently doing a project and I called and I asked for prices. Like, it was like a conspiracy. How do you say that? People did that, I assume, didn't even know each other, right? I called and I said, Russ, how much can you sell me 30 pair of these shoes for? And Russ said, oh, Marie, you need 30 pair of these shoes? 700. And I call another one and they said, well, 1,000. And I call another one and they said 750. Well, being that it's in the bracket, I'm like, okay, well, I'll go with the 700. And then come to find out a week or two later that the 700 was still highway robbery. It was something that's worth like $450. So for people who are traveling, guys, be very, very, very careful when coming into these countries. I know as far as Haiti, just be very careful because it's the thing to misuse Americans. So that's why I tell people when you coming into Haiti specifically, do your best to blend in. A lot of foreigners have this understanding that American people have so much money, foreigners, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that, they don't know that some people actually work hard and save to even take that trip. Then you find yourself coming here and being misused. And I've had it where one of my sisters told me recently, like, she came with a certain amount and found herself having to call not once but twice back home, which was not in the plan. So you just have to be very, very careful, even with the people that you calling and asking questions. You
Right.
still, it's like Russ say, it's always good to have somebody that have that expat mentality, that understand the value of money, and
Hmm.
blend in with the locals.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, anytime you're overseas and you're buying bulk, you always, whatever they tell you, take at least, at the very least, a third off of it. Like I said, sometimes I chop it right in half. Like that 750, I may do like, well, let's do 375 or something in that ballpark. Because when I was in Philippines, I wanted to do something nice. It was the holidays for the Ata people. The Ata people is basically like the dark Filipinos, the original Filipinos, descendants of the original Filipinos. And I was asking this one vendor. I said, "Hey, how much would you sell me 50 pair of flip flops for? Different shoes, different flip flops and stuff." And they were like, 100 pesos. And I'm like, "Well, that's what you normally sell it for, right?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, if I want 50, you telling me it's gonna be 50, 50,000 pesos or 5,000? No, give me. You got you. I'm buying in bulk, so you got to cut this price down." And they didn't want to do it, so I found a local person. I said, "Hey, listen, I will." I said, "This is what I want. If you give me a great price, this is what I'll give you." And they found me. They took me to some store that I didn't even know existed in the Philippines, where everything was, and it was basically where the locals shopped. Right. That's another thing you want to keep in mind. You want to know, where do the locals shop? Where do the locals shop? And it's not a bad idea to, what I do sometimes, especially when I'm in Panama, I get a driver for that day. I say, "Hey, listen, how much you want to drive me around for 6 hours?" They may say, "Oh, $150. No, I'll give you $80. Okay, I'll take it. All right, now we're in business, because that local person will stay with you, and you tell them, "Hey, listen, I want to buy this, that, and the other. All right, I can take you somewhere." They're going to take you to the tourists, because they know, because a lot of times they get a commission for their buddy. No, no, no. I tell them, no, take me, especially if it's something, just something very simple. No, take me to where the locals go. Take me to the locals market. Take me to where the locals shop, for school supplies, especially if you're trying to, be benevolent, and get some gifts for some people. Take me to where the locals do it, and you'll save yourself a ton of money that way also. So
Mhm.
that's really great advice. And I just wanted to go back where you had where Travel Barber says, "I went to buy shoes, sewer, and the guy said 5 mil, and luckily the owner came and said 3 mil for it." You know, I'm glad that situation turned out good, but I would have absolutely told that owner, man, "Hey, listen, you guys trying to rob me." I was gonna recommend some people, but I can't recommend nobody, because if you ain't here, my people are going to get cheated. You know, let them know. Let them know. I tell
Uh,
people all the time, listen, I could bring a bunch of people here, but not at the expense of they're going to get cheated, they're going to get robbed. So a lot, like I said, so sometimes it's good to also look for expats with the same business, depending on what you're trying to do. Go to that expat with that same business and say, "Hey, how much would it cost me for, whatever the service or whatever that you need at that time?" Like I said, use your resources. Definitely use a lot of expats that may have been there. ask questions. A lot of times when you're sitting in the bar, you hear somebody, "Hey, where you from?" "I'm from Detroit," or I'm from Ohio. Talk, ask questions. "Do you live here?" "Yeah." "Oh man, do you mind if I buy you a beer?" Listen, a 70 peso beer to get valuable information. Oh my God, it's so worth it. Are you kidding me? So yeah,
Wow.
you're gonna hear me
So
say the same thing. Use your resources. If you don't got none, invest in some resources because it will
that's
save
true.
you time,
Russ,
money.
one of the things I haven't heard you say, and I'm not sure if you do this yourself because you've been to several places. How important is it to learn basic greetings of to learn the language, basic greetings, part of the language of where you're planning on traveling to, or to learn the language? Because I'm gonna let you speak, but I notice a lot of people that get misused, and that's something I had to learn quick out here, Russ. I had to get my Creole up because the minute you open your mouth and they notice that you do not speak Creole or your Creole was heavier than theirs, that was right there an open door to get you to become a target. How important is it that people learn the language of where they're traveling to?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Anytime you know the language, you've already cut your expenses probably by half. No, no, no,
Mhm.
no lie. If you know the language, right? Even as a foreigner, if you know the language, you don't cut down on things considerably just by knowing the language because they can't speak to another friend in front of you and you not understand what they're saying. So knowing the language is vitally, vitally super important. But if you don't use your common sense, I
Mhm.
used to be I used to be what they call a behavior specialist. Basically, reading people. I used to go around the country and teach people how to read people behaviors. There's certain things people say. There's certain facial expressions, certain way people look at you, certain things how they move their lips that you may not know what they saying. I mean, saying as far as understanding every word, but you understand that they're trying to set you up. You understand that something ain't right. So even if you don't understand the language, read the picture, read the body language, read the picture, see what's what I used to do sometime before I teach that class is I'd go to the projector and I'd make sure it was not focused. I'd have the lens on it. I'd make sure it's not focused. I'd take the lens off, right? And when the projector showed, the projector showed on the wall, I say, "Can somebody tell me what's wrong with this picture?" They said it's blurry. I said, "Okay," and I started focusing it a little bit. I said, I said, "Is this all right?" They said, "No, it's still blurred." Start fixing a little bit more. I said, "Well, how do you know it's blurred?" They said, "Because it doesn't look right." Your instincts, pay attention to your instincts. Your instincts will always tell you when something don't look right, don't smell right, something ain't right. Trust yourself. If you don't know their language, read their body language. It's the same. I'm telling you, it's universal all over the world. Body language is universal, absolute
Facts.
universal.
And it saved lives. About, I think in
Yep.
2021, Russell, I came across a situation in Haiti, and it was about reading the body language, seeing how that person was moving, and reading what's on their mind. So certain things is universal, but it's also good, guys, so that you can make sure there's no misunderstanding, to do your best to understand at least a little bit as far as what's going on, so that you can get yourself out of some sticky situations, even if you have to kindly back off and everything be good. So hold on one second, Rusty. Let me give a shout out to our super chats for today. I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much. Those of you all who are watching, don't forget, guys, to please give this live a like. Check out Tailor Made Dreams channel, guys. We are all on a mission trying to grow our channel. Please, guys, it is free to give him that subscription, subscribe, right? So please subscribe to his channel.
Thank you.
Italian Stallion, my two favorite YouTuber. You've carried two people, two people. Thank you so much, Stallion. Thank you for
Amen.
stopping by, Mr. Jackson. You've carried five people, five people. Thank you so, so very much for your love and support of life in Haiti. Danielle Riddle. You've carried 10 people, 10 people. Thank you so, so much, sis, for your continuous love and definite support of life in Haiti. Mr. Jackson again. You've carried 10 people, 10 people. Thank you so, so much for your love and support of life in Haiti. Travel Barber says, even at the lawyer's office, the receptionist wanted to rip him off. Oh, wow, man. It's
Listen,
everywhere. So, mm-hmm.
first of all, when you overseas, don't ever trust the attorneys, even your attorney. I'm telling
The
you.
attorneys are the worst for
I don't
us.
care what country you in. Don't ever trust the attorney. And soon as the attorney does something that you do not like, that sends up that first red flag, no. And make sure before you hand any attorney a dime, a peso, a cent, do your research. There's tons of research out there, tons of YouTubes, tons of vlogs where what you're trying to do, somebody already did it. And you may have to sit down and watch a 20-minute vlog. Like in Dominican Republic, they were famous for selling 100 people the same plot, the same land, the same condo, the same house. Thank
Haiti
God the
too.
government, yeah, it became such a problem that it started messing with the tourism, because you got people who came down there for let's say, just for fun, but then it's like, hey, I want to buy property here, but then other people would say don't buy it, this the worst place, they'll rip you off, where the government had to come up with this program and develop like what they call a desalenda. A desalenda is basically a title, so you would never buy property in Dominican Republic without having that title. I don't care what anybody tells you. You don't do it. The same thing in Thailand, same thing in Cambodia. They have other things, other paperwork that you absolutely freaking need before you make those purchases. So please, the attorneys will be the first ones to rip you off in every country. They'll be the first ones to rip you off.
We recently had an experience, Russ, with one of my teammates. And I'll let him tell his story whenever he's ready, if he's ever ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I did a live, like, it pays to do the right thing. It pays to avoid certain things, Russ. I'm so, so big on prevention, like you say, to prevent things from going to certain places, because just like you say in Dominican Republic, they're capitalists, so foreigners is like in Haiti, it's different. I kind of wish that Haiti was like that, because Haiti, we're mean towards our own people, and even foreigners get it too, but their own people is like they do not spare. And the experience for this dude was not a good experience at all.
Yeah.
And even with the attorney, it was like the attorney made it such a bad experience. It was horrible. I could not believe it. And I was like, thank God
Mm.
that I am the way that I am today. It was like everything that I've been through in my life kind of got me ready for coming to Haiti, because if I came to Haiti when I was in my early 20s, Russ, Lord, I don't know where I would be, as
Mm.
far as with, because sometimes we be trying to fight against it. I know I be trying to talk logical, and it's no logical talks. It don't make sense. So you're right. So, any last words? We've come up with, let me give this one shout out to Stitching Goods. You've carried 10 people, 10 people. Thank you so much for your love and support of Life in Haiti. Miss Johnson says, "Hey Ma, hello." I'm not even sure if this is my daughter or not. Kay Miller says, watch the videos and share the live, and to please subscribe. So, guys, if you are watching and have yet subscribed to this channel, if you coming over with Russ, please subscribe. And those are my peoples who are watching who have yet to subscribe to Tailor Made Dreams. Please do so, guys. It is free to subscribe to his channel. So let's show him some love. So,
Thank you.
any last words that you'd like to share, especially from where we begun? Anything that you like to conclude with?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, just some quick tips. If and I'm just going over some things we already shared. If Even though if you don't know the language, learn the language is important. But if you don't know the language, read the body language. It will always tell you the truth. It's universal. Make sure that you use your resources. If you don't have any, buy some resources. Buy a consultation from somebody, and then
Mhm.
have that person has that resource. No matter where you go, trust me, it will save you a lot of time, a lot of headache, a lot of problems, and you'll have somebody on speed dial. When you first get into a country, internet is very important. Before I leave the airport, I always get a SIM card put in my phone so I have the internet, so that if I am in Haiti, I can actually call Marie and say I'm at the airport now. When I get to such and such, I want to be able to make sure I talk to that person. When I went into Cambodia, the first thing I did, I brought a SIM card before I left the airport. Philippines, I brought a SIM card when because you same thing even in Cuba. You want to make sure that you're able to reach out and get in touch with people. Well, now I didn't get a SIM card in Cuba, but I had a resource there. I told him to bring me a SIM card. He was able to do that. My boy Job. Anybody going to Cuba, look at my videos from Cuba, and you'll see this fantastic dude. You will have a great time. But really, that's about it. I can't say it enough. Listen, book those consultations, man. Save yourself some time. Get your questions answered. Most people, they don't care. Like with people who book consultation, I don't care about follow up questions. 1,000 of them, I don't care. I want to make sure that you're safe. I want to make sure that you're good. Like I said, my resources become your resources. Same thing with Marie. You're going to Colombia, boy Andre. If you're going to some other countries where you got some great YouTubers, Philippines, Sunshine Shoulders, listen, use your resources. If you don't already
Mhm.
have them, purchase the consultation and create that resource.
It
That's all I
save
got.
it save you
And don't be afraid to travel. Well, I know we talked about some of the bad stuff, but I'm gonna tell you, I travel all the time. I have not lived in America in almost 6 years, and I do not regret a day leaving. I know, I honestly do not. There's nothing that happened to me overseas that made me say, leaving America wasn't a good idea. No. Every day I said, thank God I left, and I only regret not being able to figure out how to do it sooner. So don't be afraid. And like it says under my name, it says don't make excuses, make adjustments. That's all I
Wow.
got.
So I hope you're enjoying your time. In America, it's kind of weird hearing an American say like "leave America" because so many people now in Haiti want to be in America. So it's kind of like your perspective stems from your experience. So our experience pretty much shape how we view things. Well,
Absolutely.
enjoy your time in the States, Russell. It
Thank
is
you.
always, always good to have you as a guest. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to end, give my peoples a little bit of Creole. For my Creole people who are watching and may not understand all what's going on, give them a quick summary. But I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a beautiful evening.
You do too.
Life in Haiti family, y'all take care. Be good to each other and travel is the best thing for you.
That's
Use
right.
that passport. Good
Use it. You
night,
have a
sweetheart.
good one, Russ. We'll talk in a minute.
All right.
Okay. So, guys, I just want to say thank you all so much. Et tout pour moun mwen yo qui pat parce assoya m pa vraiment parler créole. Parce que moun qui te vini an li même li pas haïtien, il pas vraiment parler créole. So, moi di ma ban nou de sujet que show a te ye. Est-ce que li vraiment, vraiment safe pour moun travel? E pa m pedi kreol mwen bon diye. M ba kompren nan sa ka pase la. Est-ce que li... Kote moun kreol mwen yo, e pa m pedi kreol la prale. Oh, pardonem. Men, est-ce que li safe pour nou aller l'autre côté, vous comprenez? Il y a des séries de précautions pour nous faire les nous pour aller dans l'autre pays parce que en pile fois ou même qui pas connaît pays non jamais les moun entre Haïti moun nan ka joindre un bagay ou même ou pas acheter pour $10 50 gouttes Haïti ou moun qui entre yo gen doit vendre ni pour 150 gouttes 200 gouttes parce qu'elle pas connaît. So pour toujours faire précaution là ou pour aller dans l'autre pays et faire tout ça capable tout pour pas entrer dans discussion à moun. Nous gon bagay yo dit pas occuper moun. Même les moun nan tapi les pieds ou gen de pas fra moun mwen yo, spécialement qui fait entrer aux États-Unis. Parce que m konnen gen moun aux États-Unis yo vraiment vraiment marchandisé, yo remezé. Et peut-être yo konnen c'est haïtien haïtienne, là yo gen doit pile yo please. So même mabdou fait gros précaution pendant ou nan pays l'autre moun. Pour moun mwen yo qui Saint-Domingue, nous ouais que c'est pas seulement haïtien qui gagne souffrance sur Saint-Domingue, ouais que l'autre monde même américain a dit exactement qui mauvaise expérience que yo fait. Moi fait show parce que avant il y a un l'autre youtuber qui les flip flop qui était live et puis un dominicain entrait sous lui pendant les live là et commençait par la avec drôle côté le même rive dit sous caméra qu'elle tatouye monsieur un bagay qui vraiment vraiment inquiété et me connaît qui ka inquiété le monde tout. So nous même pendant nous pral visiter l'autre pays fait gros précaution. Si que un bagay ou elle pral passer sous ka inviter bagay la pour pas passer même plutôt fait ça, OK? So moi souhaite que tout côté aller ou enjoy ou aller tout côté et puis pour visiter pour tout pays. Même gens avec pays nous n'importe vous connaissez tout, les nous c'est haïtiens qui prennent un côté en pile franc malé à un petit gens pipli. So fait gros précaution. Comprenez? Je voulais dire nous merci en pile si vous pouvez buy vidéo ça un like. Moi mando pour buy vidéo ça un like I swear. Et partagez le tout à l'autre monde. Partager vidéo avec l'autre monde. So, bonne nuit, merci en pile. Ou te ka n'importe côté, mais ou décider pour là avec moi. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you all so much. You could have been anywhere else else in the world, but you chose to spend it with me, which lets me know that you are a supporter of Life in Haiti. Please share the live, guys. As I mentioned before, kindly like, share, and if you have yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so. Look out for the upcoming upload, guys. And I'm gonna ask, where would you like to see me travel? So the goal this coming up month is to travel in Haiti and look out for some uploads. So I'm not sure, guys, when you guys gonna get to see me live, because I'm not sure if where I will be at, um, if there will be internet connection. But I will keep you guys updated. Please share the latest upload. Don't forget about the GoFundMe, guys, for GoDaddy, as we are continue. We will have to continue to feed the kids. In the group, guys, before I go, I was asking for the teachers to be sponsored. Out of 5 teachers, I have 3 of my teachers that are sponsored at GoDaddy. I'll be really, really quick again, guys, because I shared it with the group, but y'all know my group is small. Last year, I did not ask to sponsor the teachers for punishment, whatever, guys. But this year, they are really stepping it up, and they really, really deserve something. So I want to ask, guys, if anybody would like to dedicate $50 a month for the up until July, until we decide to sponsor a teacher again. I'm looking for 2 people, guys, 2 people to sponsor a teacher. So thank you for the 3 people. I want to thank each and every one of you guys that continue to assist Life in Haiti, that makes Life in Haiti able to do the awesome work which we continue to do. So I just want to say thank you all so much, guys. Be kind to one another. When you travel, guys, don't leave your brain behind. Be aware, guys, and avoid all conflicts in any way that you can, so that even if you are living abroad or you are traveling abroad, that you can have safe travels. And for my Americans, Europeans, guys, stay aware, because you guys are a major target when traveling abroad. So enjoy your travels, guys. It's not to say you're not supposed to travel, but keep in mind that you are a target. Is like a natural thing. Don't ask me why, but just know that Marie is telling you guys to stay alert. So y'all be good, be kind. Until next time, guys, tell somebody you love them. Give somebody a compliment, guys. Good night, everyone.